Hi everyone, welcome back to math. I hope you had fun yesterday playing the Monkey Mash subtraction game. Today we are going back into our practice books. We are going to do lesson 3 in chapter 11. We're going to talk about choosing a way to add. Now, there are many different types of addition problems that we've talked about, and we've used different ways to solve them. Today we're going to be talking about which way makes the most sense. You with me so far? Let's talk about these 4 choices. We are going to talk about 4 different ways to add that we can choose from. We can use our tens and ones charts, our little, not our charts, our work mats, and we can use 10 sticks and 1 cubes, and we can put them on the placemat and count them and add that way. We could also use mental math to add. So here I wrote down the problem 20 plus 3. Can you give me the answer? Yeah, it's 23. There's only one number in the 10 spot and one number in the 1 spot. That's super easy to count on to add. Hi, Jake. Next, we're going to talk about paper and pencil. So that's when we set up an addition problem in our tens and ones chart, and we go through all of our steps, right? Step number 1, add the 1. Step number 2, you need to regroup, all that fun stuff. We would use a paper and pencil to solve that. And then our last choice, we could grab a calculator and add it to get our answer quickly. Capiche? You with me so far? Our 4 choices. So, what if I gave you the problem 64 plus 20? If I gave you the addition problem 64 plus 20, I don't want you to solve it right now. What I want you to do is think about which one of these choices is going to make the most sense. What would we do to solve our problem? Let's go one by one. Calculator and paper and pencil we can talk about together. When we do paper and pencil or a calculator to add, that means that the numbers we have can be kind of big. That means that the numbers that we have might not be the fastest to add together. Looking at this problem, I can tell it's going to be kind of an easy problem to solve. So I am just going to go ahead and X these 2 options out. And that leaves us with tens and ones and mental math. Which way to add do you think we would take if we were going to add 64 to 20? Go ahead and say your answer to the screen. All right, if you chose mental math, you are on my team. I would choose mental math to add this. All I would do is I would take a look at the 10 spots in both numbers, add them, and take a look at the 1 spots in both numbers and add them. If you chose tens and ones, you're also kind of right. My favorite part about choosing a way to add is that there's not really a wrong answer as long as you can give me a good reason why you chose your way to add. Sound good? You with me so far? All right, let's go ahead and take these crosses off. Let's go ahead and erase our problem in here. Cool beans. All right, what if I gave you the problem 27 plus 56? And I said that you had to choose between tens and ones or mental math. If you had to choose between tens and ones or mental math to solve 27 plus 56, which one would you choose? Go ahead and say your answer to the screen. 27 plus 56. Would you use mental math or tens and ones? So one question that I like to ask myself if I'm not 100% sure what to do is I like to stop and think. Can I do all of the steps in my head? If I can do all of the steps in my head, then I would choose mental math. I'm taking a look at 27 plus 56. And looking at the one spots, I can already tell that I need to regroup. So I think I'm going to have a better time adding. And I'll get my correct answer faster if I use tens and ones. Nice. Let's try another one. Let's say we have the problem. Do 34 plus 38. And I say you had to choose between mental math or a calculator. Which would you choose? Mental math or a calculator to solve 34 plus 38? Remember, think. Can you do all the steps inside of your head? If you chose a calculator, then you chose what I would have chosen. Mental math, this kind of adding might be a little tricky to do inside of our head, so grabbing a calculator would definitely get you your answer faster. Awesome job. Let's do one more. And let's choose between, what's a good one? $67 plus 23. And you have to choose between tens and ones or paper and pencil. $67 plus 23. Would you show me with a paper and pencil or with tens and ones? Go ahead and give me your answer. Just say it to the screen. All right, so 67 plus 23. This one's kind of a tricky one. This one is definitely a question where either paper and pencil or tens and ones would both be right. Okay? The way that you would show me that you have the right answer for you is by explaining it to me. Okay, so if you were going to pick tens and ones, I would want your answer to be something like, well, I can already see that I need to regroup over here, so I'd much rather use the ones and just swap it out for a 10. You could talk about that. If you were going to pick paper and pencil, you could say, these numbers look a little bit big to me, and I'd rather just use the tens and ones chart. That's also a good answer. Sound good? You still with me? All right, I'm going to go ahead and erase that. While I do, I want you to open up to page number 69 in your math practice book. Page number 69. You'll know you're at the right page because it'll have practice 11.3 up at the top. We're going to go ahead and do the first problem together, just to make sure that we are all good. We're not going to do number 1 together. We'll do number 4 together. Put your finger on number 4 where it says 84 plus 10. For this whole page, okay, choose a way to add practice 11.3. You're choosing the best way to add from all 4 choices. And then what you're going to do is add. Okay? So, first thing I would do is I would take a look at this problem and I would think, what would be the best way for me to add 10 to 84? What would be the best way to add? Going off the top of my head, I can see that this problem is not going to be a problem for us smart second grade kids. So I would cross off calculator. I might even cross off paper and pencil. I don't think I'm going to have to solve it out. That's not going to look too tricky to me. So I'm left with two choices, tens and ones or mental math. If I was doing this problem, I would probably write down mental math. That's not a check mark. This is a check mark. That's not a cross, that's a T. Oh, get it together, Miss O'Neill. Nice. Problem number 4, 84 plus 10. I would probably pick mental math. My reason behind it is I have the number 84 and then I see plus 10. All I have to do is skip count by 10 and I have my answer. Right? What is 10 plus 84? Shout it to the screen. If you guess 94, you are absolutely right. 84 plus 10 is 94. So, over here, I'm just going to write down my answer. I'm going to write 94. So this is what I would write in that box on page 69, question number 4. I write down 94. Then I would write down I used mental math to solve. And then I would also write what kind of mental math I use. So remember I said I skip counted by 10. I write down I skip counted by 10. Awesome. So for the questions on page 69, except for number 7, which is a multiple choice, you just bubble in the circle. For these questions, you're going to have to give me your answer to the problem first. And then you're going to have to write down some sentences. I'm so sorry. I am the worst teacher ever. You're going to have to write down some sentences. What way did you add? Which way did you choose to add? And then how did you add? Okay? 3 things. Answer to the problem. Which way did you add? How did you add? Capiche? All right, that's it for me. Thank you so much for tuning into this math lesson. I will see you next time.